So check it. I toured 9 Albuquerque hotels, from luxury to boutique, historic and hidden gems. And instead of ranking them, I matched each hotel to the traveler I think would love them most. So whether you're planning a romantic getaway, road tripping Route 66, traveling with the family, looking for the best staycation, or just passing through, by the end of this video, you should know exactly where to stay. So let's start with my pick for Albuquerque's most luxurious hotel. Let's start with my pick for Albuquerque's best luxury escape, Hotel Chaco. Pictures honestly don't do it justice. I had seen Hotel Chaco online for years, and it wasn't until I walked in that I truly understood why so many people raved about it. Everything feels so intentional, from the architecture to the local artwork to the handcrafted details all throughout the property. The rooms continue that same feeling. Every room I toured was incredibly spacious, but what really stood out was the quality. Nothing feels fake or over-designed. The materials, the furniture, the artwork, all feels so intentional, so thoughtfully chosen. This is so gorgeous. The first time I stayed here, I remembered walking in the door and thinking, wait, this is all for me? I have a full video on my previous stay at Chaco. If you want to check that out, the link is below. That was harder than I thought. That's what she said. Oh my God, like look at this shower. The thing about this hotel is pictures just don't do it justice. This place is remarkable. It is so beautiful. It is so high-end, so thoughtful, so intentional. I love this hotel. One of the biggest reasons I love Hotel Chaco is level 5. It's their rooftop bar. Even if you're not spending the night, I highly recommend making a reservation around sunset. And if you want more variety, Sawmill Market is literally across the street, and it has over 24 local food vendors. Another huge advantage of this hotel is the location. You're within walking distance of Old Town, Sawmill, museums, galleries, the biopark, and some of Albuquerque's best restaurants. It's one of the very few places here that you can park your car and spend the majority of your trip on foot. The biggest trade-off of Hotel Chaco is the price. Hotel Chaco is the most expensive hotel on the list. And honestly, having stayed there myself, it's worth every penny. Chaco is the kind of place you book because you want to spend time there. And my local tip is don't miss level 5 at sunset. Even if you're staying somewhere else, it's still one of my favorite places in the entire city to grab a drink or dinner and watch the sun go down, because Albuquerque's sunsets are just iconic. If you're visiting Albuquerque for the very first time and want to experience everything that makes New Mexico feel like New Mexico, this is the hotel I'd recommend. My pick for the best New Mexico experience is Hotel Albuquerque. There's just something about this place that feels unmistakably New Mexican. The architecture, the colors, the courtyard, the mountain views, and Old Town literally just steps away. And the rooms continue to have that same feeling with the warm colors and classic New Mexico details throughout. Oh yes, darling, I'm just here in my junior suite with my view of Old Town and the balloons. I don't know why rooms like this do this to me. One of the cool things about this hotel is if you really want to immerse yourself in New Mexican culture, you have to try the food. Garduño's, located on the first floor, is New Mexican food and margaritas. Classic New Mexican flavors. You can also go right next door to Hotel Chaco and eat at level 5. And if no one in your group can agree on what to eat, you can always go over to Sawmill. It's just a short walk away with dozens of local vendors. One of the biggest perks of Hotel Albuquerque is it shares a pool with Hotel Chaco next door. So while you're paying less than you would at Chaco, you still get access to one of the nicest pool areas in the city. I would stay here if it was my first trip to Albuquerque. If I really wanted to immerse myself in New Mexican culture, spend the days exploring Old Town, eat great local food, and feel really connected to the history of the city, this is exactly where I'd stay. Old Town, Sawmill, and some of Albuquerque's best restaurants, museums, galleries, and shops are all within walking distance of this hotel. I think it's what really makes it so special. If your trip includes local breweries, live music, great food, this is the hotel I would recommend. Albuquerque's best Route 66 hangout is the Vado Motel. There's a tap room, food vendors, and a big community courtyard, laid back, full of personality. It was originally built in 1937 and is one of the most iconic Route 66 motels in Albuquerque. The rooms are much larger than I expected and continue with that same Southwestern feel, but with a little cleaner, more modern aesthetic than you would expect from a typical Route 66 hotel. The Vado is also in a fantastic location. You're within walking distance of Old Town, the Albuquerque bioparks, museums, and just minutes away from downtown. If the Vado is booked or still outside of your budget, check out the Monterey Motel next door. It's a great budget-friendly alternative, and it's just steps away from the Vado, which makes it so much fun. Next up is my pick for Albuquerque's best hidden gem, Painted Lady Bed and Brew. This hotel was built in the 1880s and originally started as a saloon and a brothel. And what I love about this hotel is they didn't try and erase any of the history. They embraced it. They kept the floors, they kept the doors, they kept the ghosts. It's a really unique property. The room I toured had a full kitchen, beautiful vintage decor, and the original architectural details. Okay, so we're in the room that was the saloon, and so all the wood floors are original, and it definitely feels haunted. One of the peak amenities is that there is a gated carport for hotel guests, so you can park your car overnight without worrying about anything. One of my favorite surprises here was the trolley car. This trolley car has been transformed into a bar, and it is so cool. Oh my God, you guys, do you see how cool this trolley is? I just want to hang out in here all day. There's also an on-site brewery, outdoor seating, and even tarot readings and live music on select nights. This is also one of those places that you want to tell your friends about, but you also don't want to tell your friends about because you want to keep it a secret. Not even a lot of locals even know that this place exists. Next, if you're traveling for work or simply just love the energy of a classic downtown hotel, this is what I would recommend. My pick for Albuquerque's best executive stay is the Clyde Hotel. The rooms completely surprised me. They're newly renovated and they feel clean and modern, but also really embraced that 1920s Gatsby feel and the mid-century modern furniture. I just absolutely love it. And then the windows. Those would be my favorite part of the entire room. Your view is going to be incredible. One of my favorite things in the whole world is to get a drink at a hotel bar. 1922 has that classic cocktail lounge feel. It almost feels like Mad Men and an airport lounge kind of combined into one. They also have a breakfast and lunch spot called Carrie's, and it feels like a little hidden gem in the center of downtown Albuquerque. The Clyde has everything you'd expect from a full-service downtown hotel. There's a pool, fitness center, coffee shop, meeting spaces. You're close to the convention center, Civic Plaza, restaurants, and just a few minutes from Old Town and the airport. If you're staying in Albuquerque for work, attending a conference, catching a concert downtown, I do highly recommend the Clyde. I love the 1922 cocktail bar, and I highly recommend checking it out, even if you're not staying at the hotel. Now, if you're looking for something completely different, this is the hotel that I'd recommend. My pick for Albuquerque's most creative stay is the Nativo Lounge. I like to describe the Nativo as being like the southwestern version of Meow Wolf. It's dark and dramatic and just absolutely covered in art. Everywhere you look, there's another mural, a different sculpture, another piece of art that just catches your eye, and it's absolutely incredible. This almost feels like an art gallery that you just happen to be able to stay in overnight. This hotel offers something quite unique. They have 64 different artist rooms, and each room has been designed by a different artist in New Mexico. No two are alike. So there's lots of room for fun here because every time you stay here, you could have a completely different experience. Every artist room that you walk into feels like you're walking into a live painting. Some are bold and colorful, and some are immersive without feeling overwhelming. And that's exactly what makes staying here just so interesting. As far as food and drink, the Nativo has a lobby bar, which is really great for hanging out, and an in-hotel Gardenia's location. There's an indoor-outdoor pool, which is one of the highlights here, especially if you're traveling with kids. The Nativo is located right off I-25, making it incredibly easy to get almost anywhere in Albuquerque. The biggest trade-off is that the Nativo isn't a walkable neighborhood. You'll need to have a car or be able to grab an Uber or a Lyft to get to restaurants, breweries, or most of the attractions around the city. If you're looking for a stay that's really memorable, I highly recommend it. This hotel is for travelers who appreciate creativity, don't mind a little personality, and would rather sleep inside of a work of art than a big beige hotel room. This is my pick for Albuquerque's best modern hotel, the Element Albuquerque Uptown. The rooms are huge. They are so much bigger than I expected. They feel like modern studio apartments instead of a hotel room. So instead of feeling like you're living out of your suitcase, you can actually have room to unpack, spread out, and settle in. Many of the rooms offer full kitchenettes, including a dishwasher, oversized bathrooms, workspaces, and here is my biggest surprise about this hotel. This hotel is home to one of my favorite rooftop bars in the entire city. It is one of the only places I think that could rival Level 5 at Hotel Chaco. It's called Volare. It's on the 7th floor and has incredible views of the mountain. And then also on the other side, you can have an incredible view of the city and the sunset. It's one of my favorite places in the whole city. So if you're not staying at this hotel, I still highly recommend checking out the rooftop bar. Being that it's an extended stay hotel, there are a lot of really amazing amenities. There's a pool, a 24-hour fitness facility, and even bikes that you can take out to ride around the neighborhood. And the location of Element is just amazing. You're right in the heart of Uptown, which is one of Albuquerque's most convenient neighborhoods. And if you're visiting during Balloon Fiesta, one of the park and ride locations is just across the street at Coronado Mall, and that's a huge bonus so you don't have to deal with the morning traffic. The Imperial Inn immediately reminds me of one of those classic roadside motels from the 60s, but in the best possible way. So my pick for Albuquerque's best stopover stay is the Imperial Inn. It has bright colors, mid-century modern design. It's very Palm Springs, very retro. The rooms are so bright and spacious. They have pastel colors, mid-century modern design, and they have a bright, sunny feel. The rooms are really clean and cheerful and super comfortable. The amenities at this hotel are incredible. It has its own food hall with local vendors, a bar, a laundry facility, a pool. If you're on a road trip, driving Route 66, passing through Albuquerque, or looking for a clean, comfortable space before getting back on the road, this makes your journey a little easier. Haha, wasn't that fun? Well, one thing I realized is that after touring 9 hotels, there isn't a best hotel in Albuquerque. It's the best one that's right for your trip. Whether you're here for a week, for a night, for work, or with family, I actually hope that you spend less time in your hotel and more time experiencing what the city has to offer. Because honestly, years from now, you're not going to remember the thread count or the way the lobby looked, but you'll remember the stories and the memories you collected along the way. So no matter which hotel you choose, I hope you leave with a reason to come back.